For the Australian Grand Prix, we are just 30 seconds away from short qualifying. 6 competitors on the grid. Make that 7 as Scar Logan joins the lobby. And I'm joined today by WSR You See Me Flying and another driver from the WSR main series, our own Renault driver, WSR Fluffinutta. Glad to have you on the commentary booth for the first time this season.
Yeah, it feels great to be here. Noah, super excited about it. I've always watched your commentating, and I've always said to myself, I want to be up there with you guys. So, looking forward to commentating tonight.
And we also are joined by You See Me Flying in the Red Bull in the main series. You See Me Flying, we're around the Australian Grand Prix, the Albert Park circuit. It's actually technically a street circuit. What do you think is going to happen during this race?
Hey man, I think we've got Scar who made it. He was doing something in his personal life and he wasn't sure he'd be here, but he made it. And look, I'm looking for Scar and Ellen and 10 and Damian Carroll to really fight it out. And you know what? My dark horse here is going to be Chill Mo, because if he does what he did the last 2 races and keeps it clean the first 3 laps, puts his head down and gets on a decent strategy, I think he'll podium this race.
Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not currently in the lobby right now. We're still stuck at a session start in 000, so we're hopefully going to get it started. But then again, this is F1 2019. My 2 other commentators, are you in the lobby or are you still waiting on the menu?
I'm still standing by as well.
We will be standing by momentarily, hopefully soon, ladies and gentlemen. The lobby does in fact start. We are at 7:06. If in fact you do have to restart the race, we will hopefully get the stream started, but we will let you know if anything happens. We will go live momentarily afterwards if anything does in fact happen. We're still waiting in the lobby for the lobby to actually begin. Session start time is over. However, we are not in the game yet. There are 7 competitors right now. We have Element 10, Damian Carroll, and Scar Logan, Chilmo, Catastrophic, The Deck 91, and Fallen Monkeys. I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We are still waiting for the start of this race. We just heard from the league coordinator, Fly By Night, that we might be going into an unranked lobby for the start of this race. Unranked lobby for the start of this race. We will still be getting underway shortly with the Australian Grand Prix. Please stand by. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we will be doing an unranked race, so I will be getting invited momentarily into that, and we will be doing the Australian Grand Prix for the WSR Feeder Series in the open lobby. So please do stand by for a moment, ladies and gentlemen, while we get that underway. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are currently in the lobby. At least I am in the lobby, but we will be getting all of our commentators into the lobby. And we will get ready for the start of this race. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still waiting for the start of this race, though we are going to begin shortly. We are just getting all the drivers on to this lobby, and then we'll get ready for the start of the Australian Grand Prix. At the moment, our coordinator at the moment is setting up the lobby so that all of the rules are in place. Do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We still currently are setting up the lobby. We will get started momentarily for the Australian Grand Prix for the WSR Feeder Series. Please stand by. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be starting the race very soon. We are about to start the Australian Grand Prix. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are just 14 seconds away from the start of short qualifying. It is set to short 18-minute qualifying session, followed by 50% of the regulation laps for the Australian Grand Prix. 2 and then 1, and we get into the lobby. I'm still joined by Fluffinutta and You See Me Flying, who hopefully are still here to help commentate with this race today.
Yes, indeed, I am. I was just collecting a little bit of information to give to everyone.
Do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a little bit of family things going on with our own lives, so Fluffinutta will get back to us in a moment, and we will get ready for the start. And we are getting ready for the start. It is a cloudy qualifying session for the Australian Grand Prix. Element 10, Catastrophic, Chilmo, Scar Logan, Damien Carroll, the Deck 91, and Fallen Monkeys, all from the previous lobby, do join us currently for this Australian Grand Prix qualifying. The Albert Park Street Circuit is a very technical street circuit, and while it does act like a regular track, it holds those regular street track qualities. Bumpy roads, undulations in the track. This can be very tricky for drivers to perfect, as we're waiting to see who's about to come up out on the grid, and that looks to be Chill Mo, who was running a new blue, looks to be blue, black, and green livery. No, blue, gray, and green livery, so always spicing it up with something new as we get ready, and it looks to be a few more drivers coming out of the pits right now. And let's see who that is. Damien Carroll is out of the pits currently in the red car as always. And I believe that Deck 91 is the next driver to be coming out. Let's see who that is. And no, that might be Catastrophic. Yes, it is. Catastrophic now coming out of the pits. Scar Logan should be coming out shortly. And let's ride on board with will be Element 10, who's currently the farthest man out on track, I believe. Nope, it is actually Chill Mo. So we'll ride on board of Chill Mo, going through the turns. And who am I joined by right now?
Yeah, Fluffinutta is here. Just checking in now. Sorry about that, folks. Having a slight inconvenience with
Your baby is not being
And Chill Mo now coming into the third sector now, just warming up the tires. Chomo
You better
has...
not do that again around that turn. He looked like he was trying to push that one corner. Did you notice that?
Yeah, that was a little bit too much. We don't want to be pulling any Grosjeans around Azerbaijan now. And now Chomo coming around the final few turns. And this is pretty much a flat-out turn if you get it right. And now DRS activated, going down the main straight. You do reach upwards of almost 200 miles per hour before going into the braking zone. Braking a little bit, but keeping the momentum going. And he does hit that pretty much perfectly. Not going up on the curb at all. DRS activated again. This isn't really an overtaking DRS spot because of how tight this track can be. Now going around the long chicane of Sector 1, not running up on the curbs, did a good job again. So far, a pretty clean lap, running on the curb a little bit, and going too wide, and Chomo, he does keep the lap alive. I don't know if that's going to cause him too much trouble. And, he goes too wide and into the gravel, and that is the end of his lap. Right on board with Element 10, who is currently going through the paces.
Just came up and passed him, right behind Chomo.
And let's see how Element 10 does. Element 10 is currently your championship leader with 109 points. Damien Carroll not having the most fantastic race out. He had a lot of wish-washy momentum going on. Though we'll see how he can do in Australia. Australia is a street track, but I think most of the drivers know this track all too well, so I don't think we'll be seeing too many mistakes around the Albert Park circuit. As Element 10 coming around the final few turns. And let's see what the pace setting is going to be as he comes around the final turn. DRS activated. Let's see what the first time of the qualifying is going to be. It's a 122.5. Not too shabby indeed, as Chomo is now coming around the final turn. And Damien Carroll, 123.5, a second behind Element 10. Chomo with a 137.3, so not representative of his time. We expect that to go down drastically. Catastrophic now coming across the line, and he is going to go second fastest. It's a 122.8. Catastrophic back in the performance we saw in the early part of the season, as now Scar Logan LPC, who has had a wish-washy season of himself, used to be flying. What do you think Scar Logan has to do? He's been so good this season, but so many poor mistakes from him have really cost him some really good positions.
Look, you're exactly right, and what he's going to have to do is focus and put his head down. He's got to do what Chomo's been doing, but if he does it with his speed, he'll walk away from everybody but maybe Element 10, and that looks like Catastrophic. He's got this track down pretty well, so this is a good track for some drivers to really show their skill, because it's a good course. It's good, nice and wide. There's bumpers or curbs, they're everywhere, so you can track out well. I expect this to be a good race.
Let's see, it's only fifth fastest for Chomo, though. For Scar Logan, not a great lap. Chomo actually goes down to sixth place. Deck 91 has yet to come out of the pits and set a time. Fluffinutto, what's your take on the Albert Park Street Circuit? Who do you think is going to reign on top today? What are your thoughts overall on the track? What do you need to do to get around this track, survive, and ultimately win the race?
Well, my biggest thing is turn one. Turn one can either be a hit or miss with drivers, especially if you're overshooting your braking zone. I have always seen the most chaos in turn one due to the fact that the grass is on the inside and on the outside, so people tend to lose grip going back into the turn two, which is the DRS zone entry. But turn 5 is going to make or break a lot of people, because if you push yourself to the limits, your car will dance around that corner. And so far, watching Element 10 and Catastrophic's laps, I think that both of those guys have got this track down to the T, and it's going to be a battle if they're able to keep the pace and be able to keep up with each other.
Deck 91 now coming out of the pits in a red, gold, and black car, so reminiscent of some early 2014 Lotuses when they were still on the grid. I remember that car. It kept getting redder every season. You started to forget that it was a JPS livery. Anyway, we're now coming on to Scar Logan, who is actually, I guess, on another lap, and he is on another lap. He's going through the paces. Let's get the telemetry up on him. And no, there's not a lot of ERS. I think he might be going around for another lap, but I don't think it's going to be very smart. Let's see what the Sector 1 time is going to be, if he's going to improve. You never know with the low ERSs. I've seen some interesting times.
Chill Mo just got 3rd place, and on his last corner, he slammed into the wall. Wow.
And Scar Logan's plus 0.6 of a second. And I look to be the Deck 91, I'd like to say. Yep, Deck 91 getting out of the way. Deck 91, who has been impressive at times, but overall really hasn't had a time to completely shine. He did have, of course, I believe, he was part of that great 3-way battle, if I'm not too mistaken. Hey, yes, actually, Deck 91 was very good in the last race, if I'm not mistaken. He might have been our driver of the day around Silverstone. So, let's see what he can do. He's only sitting in 7th position right now, just wheezing the car around the track. Scar Logan is past him. Chill Mo, though, is also on, looks to be going very slowly, and he might be on low fuel, I don't know. He's running out his gearbox quite a lot. I don't know if he wants to do that. That might wear it out. We have seen one mechanical failure in WSR so far with Mushroom on the French Grand Prix with an engine blow-up, it seems, which I've never seen a mechanical failure in an online race before,
Yeah,
so that was very interesting.
Now, one key factor that I've noticed is Element 10 is holding the pole position at the moment on medium tires.
And let's see what he can do on the soft tire. He is going around the paces. Let's see what he can do. In the turn 1, running up on the grass a little bit, though I don't think that's going to cost him too much time. It was quite fast indeed regardless. We're going to look at that Sector 1 time if he's going to go any faster. Did that turn in turn 1 lose him some time? I'm going to presume not. It looked like he was unfazed by that. Now going through Sector 1, let's see what he can do. Now coming up to the end of Sector 1, it's going to be 0.6 down on his time. He's into the 121s at the moment, runs a little wide after that turn, but I don't think it's going to cost him too much. Catastrophic is also on a timed lap right now. Let's see what he can do. Let's look at his Sector 1 time. He looks to be going a little slowly, and yes, it's 2.5 seconds off of his current time. So, Element 10 is 0.9 down in Sector 2, absolutely blistering around the Albert Park ring. You gotta hand it to this driver, Element 10. Drives like he wants to be in the main series. He's coming through Sector 3 now. He was 0.9 down in Sector 2. Can he go even faster around in Sector 3? Coming around the penultimate turn and then the final turn. This should be flat out if you get it right. Running up on the curb a little bit. I think he'll keep the lap together. Let's see what it's going to be. It's going to be a 121.2, and that's definitively on pole position by a second and 0.2. And now Catastrophic is 3.8 seconds off of his previous best. The Deck 91 is on the 3rd spot. Chill Mo and Damian Carroll moved down a spot. Scar Logan LPC is currently on an outlap. And I gotta tell you, Fluffinutta, that is the type of lap you don't replicate often. And I think Element 10 might have just secured pole position.
I have to agree with you. That lap was beyond perfect. You know, even with the smallest of mistakes, he was able to still pull away a 1.5 second gap from second place. Oh, I'm scared to see what that guy can do if he was to actually have a lap with 0 errors. That was amazing. Beautiful lap.
I do want to say, though, it is quite good to see most of the drivers are relative in their own paces. The top 3 are within a second of each other, and the bottom 4 through 7 are also within a second of each other. So, very fast times all around the board. We haven't been seeing too many slow laps. So I think this is going to be a quite exciting race if they can all stay together, though we do usually have these issues with the smaller grids. When incidents do in fact happen, they do tend to spread the field out. Catastrophic is in the pits. Element 10 should also be going in the pits, and that he does go into the pits. Deck 91.
Now that we have some of the fastest laps put up on the board at the moment, and everybody knows what time they have to chase, I'm almost certain that now it's going to be battle of the strategies. If you saw in the beginning, we had a couple of guys running on medium compounds and a couple on soft compounds. The medium compound guys were trying to see what their pace would look like on the medium tire, and the soft compound guys, and vice versa. Now, you see Scar Logan is out on the medium compound tires and he's done 2 laps. He's 2.4 seconds off the pace. First thing he's going to tell himself is that it would not be a good idea to start on the medium compound tires.
And he goes into the pits. He's still last on the leaderboard at the moment, so he's definitely going to want to improve that time, as we're running on board of the Deck 91, who is really low on his ERS. I don't believe this is going to be a lap worth notifying. No, it isn't. He's into the 1 minute 17s already before he even gets to the penultimate turn. Chomo is on another lap. He is many seconds down, it looked like, but I think that might have just been a graphical glitch on my part. We're still in Sector 1, actually, so let's see what his end Sector 1 time is going to be. He is 55 hundredths up on his time, so he does have to pick up the pace a little bit, but we're coming into Sector 2 with such a small up from his time. We can't expect, he does run up on the curb a little bit. That's going to misbalance the car a little bit. Let's see what he can do in Sector 2, though. The quick chicane, left and then right immediately. Let's see what he can do. Running it through there. You don't want to be running up on the curb a little bit too bit, and he does do it a little bit, but it doesn't unsettle the car enough for an accident. That's usually where I end up crashing, as now Sector 3 comes along, and let's see what he can do. It's not been the most fantastic of laps, but Chomo, I think, just wants to get into the top 3, as he has been doing so many times. Let's see what he can do, as he's coming around the final few turns, running it up really wide before going through the turn to get it flat. DRS activated. It's 120, 122, and what's it going to be? It is only going to be 4 fastest. He does go faster, but it's not fast enough. He's not into the 122s. Deck 91 keeps the position. Oh boy, and Chomo overtakes Scar Logan LPC. That could have been a nasty accident, as Damian Carroll goes into the second spot. Don't forget about Damien, who's your second place leader in the championship. Catastrophic is now third, and the Deck 91 moved down the fourth. Chomo is in fifth position now. Scar Logan LPC, who's currently on an outlap, still at the bottom of the pack right now. Scar Logan is absolutely having none of it right now around the Albert Park. Not what we're used to seeing from this driver, who was put in some amazing qualifying performances.
Yeah, it seems to me like Scar Logan is having a little bit of trouble either getting comfortable with the track or maybe getting comfortable with the setup that he's currently running.
Oh, there's an accident, and it looks to be Chomo has gone off the track, and he might be done of qualifying, as he's got to replace his front wing for sure, and that does spell not good times for Chomo. He might remain fifth fastest right now in qualifying. You see me fine, let's go to you. What do you think of all the performances so far?
Personally, just think that Scar is having a real hard time tonight, and I don't understand why he has decided to go out on an outlap and two fast laps on medium compound tires when he knew flat out that the top 3 drivers were going to be fast enough to pull gaps on him on a slower tire. So I question that, number one. Number two, we expected Element to do well. There he is up there in first. Damian Carroll, I expected him to do well, but I expected Scar to do better than him. And Catastrophic, I expected him to be in the top 4 or 5. Chilmo, I think he was trying to push a little faster than he should have been, and sometimes he does that, and we all know that.
Let's see, Scar Logan currently on a pretty fast lap, and he is 8 tenths down on his time right now. That would promote him into the top 6 and maybe into the top 5 if he can go a little bit faster, though. Let's see what he can do. As he going around the few turns, Chomo is done with qualifying, so he would not like it at all to be down at the bottom of the grid. Driver's getting out of the way of Scar Logan LPC. What can he do? He goes a little too deep into the turn, but this looks good anyway. Not running up on the curb. DRS activated. What's that time going to be for Scar Logan? It's a 121.8. It's second position. Scar Logan shutting down the haters. Chomo's back on track for an outlap, but it's not going to be fast enough. He has to really kick it up, and no, it's going to be an Italian qualifying Q3 all over again for Chomo. He's definitely not going to make it to the line. And Fallen Monkeys goes into the pits and saves Chomo from being possibly at the bottom of the pack. But Scar Logan LPC pushes it into the 121s. The only other driver besides Element 10 to do that, and definitively showing why he is still a force to be reckoned with. Pushes Damien Carroll to third. Catastrophic goes to fourth. The Deck 91 rounds off the top 5. Chill Mo has a disappointing qualifying session for himself. He sits in 6th. And in 7th position, Fallen Monkeys rounds off the grid. And I don't think he'll be too happy with that ending result after what was a pretty good qualifying session, but ultimately not fast enough. But guys, look at the gaps between all the drivers. This is going to be a close race as long as nothing happens too seriously, though. I think with 7 drivers so close together, you're bound to have a few incidents.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a really good race. I think the top, like, this happens every time we do this, and I'm getting used to it. I'm getting happy. I'm getting happier about it because we get the top 2 or 3 drivers really pull away a little bit. Then we have a mid-pack race with 3 or 4 drivers, and then there's guys that are pulling off the back that are getting used to their setups, getting used to wheels, changing things. It's great.
Oh, Element 10 coming back into the pit with no front wing. So he must have had an incident somewhere. Though I don't want to matter too much. He'd still be on pole position regardless. Element 10 impresses again. That rhymed. That was intentional, of course. And gets on pole position in Australia. Another amazing performance, though we don't expect anything less from our current championship leader, who is showing why he wants to be in the main series for WSR. Scar Logan LPC is behind him, and Damien Carroll rounds off the top 3. Damien Carroll is followed in the second row by the Deck 91. Third row, Catastrophic and Chill Mo. And a single fourth row for Fallen Monkeys. Chill Mo retires from the session in the pits. Somebody is still out on track. It's the Deck 91. And let's see if he is going to, in fact, no, he's not going to go any faster. So we're just waiting for him to come along the pits. We're going to hope he does not go into the pits because it takes longer to retire. And, of course, he's going to go into the pits. And we'll wait a little bit longer in our qualifying session for it to end. So, you see me flying. Predictions for the race as we get ready for the end of qualifying.
I think we're going to have Element 10, Scar, and Damien are going to pull away a little bit. I think the deck is going to struggle to keep up with them. Catastrophic is going to struggle to keep up with them as well. And Chill Mo is going to have to pick up the pieces if there's an accident. But he's been able to do it before. Let me tell you what, boy, don't count him out.
And Fluffinato, what is your take on qualifying? What do you think for the race?
Honestly, I think it's going to be a tight top 3 for the starting. These guys are extremely close to each other.
Look at those gaps.
I'm going to have to say that seeing as I've watched the races before and I've seen what Element 10 can do in a race physically as I've raced against him, I'm almost certain that it's going to be a tight fight with Scar and Element, but it'll all come down to who has the better strategy and who has the better tires at the end of the race.
Look at those gaps. It's a 5/10 gap between Scar Logan Element 10, and then it rolls down. There's 0.08 of a second between Deck 91 and Damien. And then there's another 0.4 from Catastrophic, another 0.3 from Chill Mo. The man farthest off the grid, Fallen Monkeys, 2 seconds off pole. But that's not a terrible gap, to be quite frank with you. All the drivers putting in pretty decent laps. As we're getting ready for the start of qualifying, it is sunny skies right now. No reports of rain in this race, so thankfully, not a rainy race. We've been stricken with rain in these WSR seasons. Hopefully, the rest of the season can remain dry. We're not too many races away from the end of the season. We've gone through quite a lot of feeder series races. We're just about halfway through, a little bit over. And I'm really excited to see what the ending of this championship is going to be. Element 10, still not the winner. There's still much time to be left. Element 10 could lose that at any point. A crash, anything can result in him losing that place. But we're getting ready for the start. Element 10 is in first. Scar Logan is behind him in second. And, oh, wait, the start of the race, there's no formation lap. All the drivers are racing. I don't know why. Anyway, Element 10 starts off. Scar Logan LPC is behind him. Damien Carroll is in third position. The Deck 91 in fourth. Catastrophic in fifth. Chomo still in sixth, and Fallen Monkeys is in seventh. So it was pretty abysmal start. I think everybody was expecting a formation lap, and I don't know why the game didn't pull one in. Oh no, there's a huge accident down the field. And it looks to be Catastrophic, who spins, and his front wing is damaged. It looks like, no, actually no front wing damage, but he's at bottom of the pack. Chomo promoted into the top 5. Fallen Monkeys in 6th, and Catastrophic in 7th. Was that a setup issue in the start of the race, or what happened there? But Scar Logan is getting challenged by Damien Carroll, and let's see what's going to happen through the fast left-right chicane. And these bottom 3 drivers, Scar Logan, not really a bottom 3, he's still in second position, but now Damien Carroll, and it looks to be the Deck 91, and this is the same 3 drivers who had an amazing battle in Silverstone. They're back again in Australia.
This is great stuff, man. You gotta love this. I knew that we were gonna have a couple good battles, and here starts one right now.
And what happened with the formation lap? Was that just not put into the settings?
Yeah, that may have been missed, and that's my fault.
We did have an issue, of course, with the original lobby, so we do apologize for no formation lap, but it does get things done a little bit quicker. Damien Carroll, nevertheless, pulling away a little bit. All the drivers still within a second of each other. They can keep those gaps. DRS will be activated in the next lap, and we will get ready for some more racing, as Fallen Monkeys is currently chasing down Chill Mo for 5th position, and he's chasing him down quickly. Fallen Monkeys is actually catching up to Chill Mo by a considerable amount. Scar Logan is off track. He goes, and does their front wing damage? No, there's not. Let's hope no. Almost. And oh no, Deck 91 runs a little wide. Scar Logan will be all over him, as now they're coming up to the fast left-right. A move down here is very risky. Let's see what happens. No move made by Scar Logan. But will he get into the slipstream? There's no DRS this lap, thankfully, for the Deck 91, or surely that position would be getting challenged. As no, Deck 91, though, is still challenging Damien Carroll, who was not pulled away from this pack, as Fallen Monkeys is still chasing down Chomo as well. DRS is coming up. It's not going to come up on the main straight. You got to wait for the second DRS zone, but this is going to be interesting. A 3-way battle with DRS. Everybody's in DRS range. But the only man who's not in DRS range, Damien Carroll, but Deck 91 might be looking for a move anyway without DRS, and no, going into turn 1, running a little wide. That's not going to help him too much. But now, DRS activated, Deck 91, and no DRS for Deck 91. None of the drivers actually activate their DRS. I'm surprised by that. I would know for a fact they would have had it. I didn't see it open up on my screen. Maybe it did. We'll have to wait and see. But the Deck 91, oh no, Scar Logan runs wide again, and now it's a Deck 91 Damien Carroll battle for the moment, as Fallen Monkeys is dropping back a little bit, but now he's catching back up to Chill Mo. Chill Mo is lollygagging a little bit around this track, as let's see what he can do. Now Fallen Monkeys are going to try around the outside of Chill Mo, and no, Chill Mo doesn't leave him room. And Chomo goes by. I think Chomo, but he did have that right. It was a little bit of a dive from Fallen Monkeys, and Chomo said, nope, you're not making that move. And he closes the door on him, but Fallen Monkeys should have DRS, and yes, it is. It opens up the flap behind the rear wing, which increases your speed dramatically. Is he going to make a move? No, he's not, but he is very close. And Chomo keeping the doors open as much as he can, but ultimately he can't close them too much, or else he might be running into some penalties. Going really slow, Fallen Monkeys through that turn, but he's going to have DRS now, and he's going to make a move on Chomo. He's only 3/10 behind him. DRS activated. Chomo trying to break the slipstream, but it's not going to happen, I think. Let's see if he makes a move in the turn 1. He's going to make a move, and yes, he does, and it's a clean move. Oh, geez, Chomo almost lost it. But he keeps it together, as Scar Logan is still chasing down Deck 91 in 4th position. He's still 3/10 away, as Chomo drops a little bit behind. Oh no, Scar Logan gets hit by the back of Deck 91, and I think he got a little bit too close to the Deck 91, and that might have cost him, though I don't think that was the Deck 91's fault at all.
I don't think that was either, I got to be honest with you. But I'm seeing Scar Logan back here, man, and he is all over the road. He is really pushing hard to try and catch back up to Deck 91.
Well, he's not going to do it with only half of his front wing, which is gone. He's got a plank on the other side.
You're totally right, Noah.
He's going to have to pit at the end of this lap, and that is going to kill one of our battles for the time being. And let's hope he can just limp that car back, and the turn-in is going to be much slower, so he's going to drop back dramatically. But that does mean the Deck 91 does have free air now to try to battle back and get back to Damien Carroll and challenge for second position. As Scar Logan goes into the pits, Fluffinato, what tire would you put on?
Honestly, at this point of the race, considering that it's still early, I would probably go with a medium tire.
And it's the hard compound tires. And I don't think he's going to get to the end of the race on that compound, so...
Oh, no.
He's going to try, I think, to go for, like, a fake undercut, I guess, because he has to pit again, but he would last a lot longer than most of the drivers currently on the grid. Element 10, though, is 5.6 seconds ahead of Damien Carroll. He's had no issues at the start of this race. The Deck 91 is 1.2 seconds behind Damien Carroll, though, and he is chasing him down. So, racing not over yet. The Deck 91 looking a little more planted than Damien right now. And now it's almost within a second as he cuts down 2/10 in that little turn there, that little chicane. Now the left-right coming up, and he is within a second. He's going to have DRS if he can keep it. And no, catastrophic, though. He'll have a 3-second time penalty. There is DRS for Deck 91, and he is really chasing down Damien now. They're within half a second of each other. The Deck 91 really chasing down Damien Carroll, who's not having it right now around this street track, as now they're coming around the penultimate turn, running up on the grass a little bit, Damien Carroll, but then Deck 91 of his own runs up on the curb. But DRS going to be activated. Damien Carroll will try to move out of the slipstream, but can the Deck 91, he might be a little bit too far back to be making a move even with the DRS going into turn 1. No, keeping it planted, running a little wide on the curb, but it's not going to matter too much. DRS activated again, and can he make a move in the slipstream? No, not in the slipstream. Damien actually breaks it, but the Deck 91 is still challenging, and he's still chasing him down. Deck 91 really showing some true pace in the later part of this season after what has been a disappointing few races at the beginning.
Yeah, he's really starting to show some of his true colors here, and I think he's been practicing.
And
because his track out.
Chomo
really
have damage.
Nice.
Chomo is in the pits, and he put on the soft compound tire of all tires. He must have had damage.
Is he coming from mediums?
I think, I have no idea. I don't know what tire he set it immediately. Fluffino, do you remember what Chomo set it on immediately?
Yeah, Chomo started off with the soft tire. He went to a soft compound once again.
So he will have to pit again automatically. So a 2-stop confirmed for Chomo at least. And the Deck 91 is still challenging Damien. Ooh, he gets close to the back of him, but keeps it together. Now coming around the final turn, running up on the curb, but that's going to keep him flat, actually, so that might have helped him. DRS activated, though he's actually falling back a little bit from Damien and catching him back up again, but nevertheless, not enough. Let's see what we can do as we're going to bring up that telemetry, as look how close he is to Damien now. Is he going to make a move? No, not close enough. Coming around through the chicane, running up on the grass a little bit, 91. As he is very close to Damien. Damien, though, is breaking the slipstream, doing all he can. He's keeping the... Oh, no! And Deck 91 slams into the wall. Half the front wing is gone, and that might be the end of it for the Deck 91, as now Scar Logan, who's 22 seconds behind... about 30 seconds behind Deck 91, is possibly going to catch up to him. Fallen Monkeys will jump in the third position, but Deck 91 has really ruined his race there. He's going to have to pit. He's going to probably be just ahead of Scar Logan LPC, but Fallen Monkeys will definitely take the position.
Yeah, look, he was pushing again. These guys are pushing a lot harder than I think they're used to. This is a track that usually guys get done first race of their careers that they get. To be honest with you, I don't think that they were ready for it coming up. and everybody did their practice, and now they're seeing people's times are a little faster than they thought, so they're trying to push harder, and they're just not ready for the speed.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on the pushing harder because my incidents board is lighting up with warnings, but currently the only drivers that have incidents are Scar Logan with multiple exceeding track limit warnings, Catastrophic, Chomo. We have one 3-second penalty for Catastrophic, so if he does get ahead of anybody, he's going to have to push extremely hard to keep him within a 3-second gap.
And Deck 91 puts on the, what is that? It was the hard tire coming off and the hard tire on as well. And no, Scar Logan does take the position. So the deck is in the top 5, but just 5th place as he gets ahead of Catastrophic now, actually. He's 4.9 seconds behind Scar Logan. Scar Logan is on a used set of hards. Deck 91 on a new set of hards. But Catastrophic is on the mediums, and it is a used set of mediums, but it's not a very old set of mediums, so I think Catastrophic should have no problem catching up to Deck 91.
Well, we're gonna both, all three of us.
And Catastrophic almost lost it. And no, Deck 91 again loses the car, and he loses an end plate on his front wing. More damage is now Chomo is going to be looking up to the back of Deck 91, who has no damage. He has the soft compound tire on. Those are newer softs. And you know for a fact he is going to be faster than the Deck 91, especially with that front plate damage. And Catastrophic is now going to whiz on by at the moment as Damian Carroll is into the pits, and it's the medium compound tire, and that won't get you to the end of the race. He is going to have to pit another time, I believe. We'll see what he can do, though, as he comes out of the pits, and Scar Logan now still coming around the final turn, so he'll be well in front ahead of Scar Logan LPC. A good pit stop by Damian. He sits in 3rd. Fallen Monkeys has found himself in 2nd after coming from the bottom of the grid. As the Deck 91 going to the pits again, even with just a little bit of end plate damage, he decides to go pit again. And going on is the medium compound tire, and oh yes, it is the medium compound tire. He's replacing his front wing. I would have kept going, to be honest with you, because you're running out of tires now, and those mediums are not going to get him to the end of the race. And I don't know how many tires he has, but if he chose a weird setup with the tires, that might be his only medium set.
We'll see. I don't know what he's planning on doing, but he better stop hitting walls.
He's 21 seconds behind Chomo. Chomo's 9 seconds behind Catastrophic. Catastrophic's 3.7 behind Scar Logan. Damian is in 3rd. Fallen Monkeys is in 2nd, but he's 22 seconds behind Element 10. Fuffinata, how are the penalties coming around now?
Well, so far we have a total of 6 seconds worth of penalties between Scar Logan and Catastrophic 971.
And many more warnings coming up anytime soon recently?
Yeah, my board is lighting up. Oh, we have, let's see. No, same exact drivers as before getting the same warnings. I guess these guys are just pushing themselves a little bit.
And Scar Logan into the pits now. And it's see, there is front wing damage for Scar Logan, and he's going to put on, now it's the medium compound tire again. And this has been a sloppy race for a lot of the drivers. Scar Logan into the pits, and this has just been pit stop galore in the last 3 laps. As the Deck 91 now in the last position, he's currently 3.3 behind Scar Logan LPC. Will we see this race come again as Deck 91 is chasing him down? Now he's only within 2 seconds. Scar Logan really coming slow out of the pits. Catastrophic with another 3-second time penalty, and he is racking them up today. And look at that. Deck 91 is much faster right now than Scar Logan. As he chasing him down, he took 5/10 out of his delta time from Scar Logan LPC just in that first sector. Scar Logan is not having it right now. Deck 91 now within 1.3 seconds. Let's see. You see me fine. What's the wrap of the race so far? What are your thoughts on all the drivers? Has it been a good race for some, or has everybody really been off the foot except for Element 10? We'll get back to you, semi-fine. He's currently not available. Fluffinado, let's see if we can get to you. What your thoughts are on the race so far as Deck 91 is slowly chasing down Star Logan LPC at the moment.
I feel that it looks like the track is very difficult for a couple of these guys, but I have a feeling that the end of the race is going to come down to penalties, because Catastrophic himself has over 6 seconds in penalties. He has actually, 6 seconds in penalties, and Scar Logan has 3 seconds in penalties so far. I have a feeling that this is all going to come down to penalties at the end of the race.
And it looks to be the Deck 91 who is still chasing down Scar Logan LPC. 1.7 seconds behind him is now Fallen Monkeys, finally going into the pits, putting on the medium compound tire. Catastrophic, though, is a little bit too far back. And no, let's see, he's coming around the penultimate turn, then the final turn. No, Fallen Monkeys will easily get ahead of him. Damien Carroll is into second position behind Element 10, who was 7 seconds ahead. And Element is on the medium compound tire. I do believe he set his time on mediums his first time, so that is why he's currently on them. I believe that was his first set of tires. Deck 91 falling behind Scar Logan LPC a little bit now, 2.2 seconds that gap. Scar Logan LPC, though, is the fastest man on track. It's a 125.516. Catastrophic is in fourth. He's 3.7 seconds behind Fallen Monkeys. Fallen Monkeys, you know, despite everything, is still in third position, so not a bad place to be at the moment.
I don't understand how these drivers are pushing their cars as hard that so many of them are running into these walls. This is one of my favorite tracks because there are tight places, but the majority of it is a little bit more open, and you can really get a good run and a good look in a lot of these corners. It's a little bit odd that some of the better drivers are tracking out into walls.
Deck 91 back within 2 seconds. It's 1.6 seconds the gap right now as he's chasing down Scar Logan LPC. And you don't want to be running up on the curb like Deck 91 there. If you push the car too much while going off, you can easily spin into the wall, cause an accident, and maybe, if the game decides it wants to, put out a safety car, which might save this race at the moment as the gaps are increasing dramatically, as the Deck 91 is still chasing down Scar Logan LPC. But I think he's only just matching him on pace at the moment, which is why we're still kind of stuck in that gap. He is catching him on the straight. No, the Deck 91, he actually sets the exact same time as Scar Logan LPC. It's a 125.513. So
this will be a good race if they can get it closer together, man. I got to tell you what, but every time the deck reins him in by a tenth or 2/10, Scar just pulls away again, back to a second and a half.
But Scar Logan now is chasing up to Chill Mo. So if Scar Logan can be battling with Chill Mo and they slow each other up, Deck 91 will be all over him. But Element 10 definitively goes faster. It's a 124.682 fastest lap. I do apologize for the sniffling, ladies and gentlemen. Allergies are acting up big time on my end, but we will remain with this race anyway. As oh dear, a Chill Mo spins, and it's that corner.
No.
He must have run up on the grass. Half the front wing is gone. Deck 91 overtakes Chill Mo, and that's unfortunate. Chill Mo, who was having a decent race, unfortunately, half his front wing gone. He's 7 seconds behind the Deck 91, and I think that might spill the end for Chill Mo in this race, unless some crazy things can happen going forward, as we're just about halfway done with the race.
Yeah, Chill's having a really hard time nursing his car back to the pits. He was just going about 30 kilometers an hour around the last turn. I think this might be the end for him, but you know we're gonna keep with it. We got the deck right here behind Scar.
He's going to put on the hard compound tire. Hard compound tire for Chomo replaces the front wing. He will be going to the end of the race on that compound, I believe, as long as he can keep it together. And
right now, this race, I don't know.
Deck 91 he runs up on the grass again, almost bins it again.
That's what I'm talking about.
All the drivers inconsistent around the Albert Park circuit.
Element 10 he's doing well. I've checked in on him a few times. He went off track once during my 3 laps I've watched of him, but he's really keeping it consistent. So you know what? Element 10, driver of the day. That's my vote.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that one. Definitely driver of the day. He's been able to keep the pace up. He's been able to keep the pressure off himself. He's also stopped for the medium compound tire, so it looks like he might be going for a one-stop strategy. But other than that, even with a stop, he still managed to keep himself ahead of the grid.
Lots of gaps forming. Deck 91 falling behind Scar Logan a little bit. And Chomo's 42 seconds behind Deck 91. And he's actually about to get lapped by Damien Carroll. And this is not a great place to be coming up to when you're trying to lap a car, but hopefully Chomo doesn't hold up Damien Carroll. Blue flags being waved. And I don't know about that. That was a little scary for Damien. And unfortunately, we've come into an issue with 7 drivers, many gaps forming. The Deck 91 currently has our closest gap. It's only 2.4 seconds, but it is increasing as the laps go on.
Yes, and the Deck 91, if he can continue to push consistently, and if he knows how to use the radio, then he is able to actually find out if Scar Logan has penalties or not. But as I was watching, Scar Logan just went a bit too wide there and actually tapped into the wall. And the deck is down to about a 1.4 second gap now behind him.
There is no front wing damage, though, fortunately, for Scar Logan LPC, at least on Deck 91, unfortunately. But, almost ran a little bit too wide into a wall there. Like, really surprised to be seeing the drivers pushing the car so very hard. I didn't take this as a track where that was really too much of an issue, but drivers are having issues nonetheless. I think trying to impress a little bit too much. .6 seconds the gap now. It's still slowly decreasing, but not a much. And he runs up wide again, killing that time. And the only reason he's staying within Scar Logan is because Scar Logan himself is making so many mistakes. As Catastrophic is in 4th, Fallen Monkeys is still in 3rd. Damien Carroll is in 2nd, and Element 10 is in 1st. The Deck 91, 2.3 seconds, 2.1 seconds, so he catches him, then he makes a mistake, and it goes back to 2 seconds. So unfortunately, he hasn't really been able to mount a real challenge to Scar Logan LPC yet in this race. Chomo is still falling back considerably, and really, he doesn't really have any hope. He's 52 seconds. He might last the rest of the race, but we have to wait and see on that, because nobody has really been consistent except for Element 10 in this race. Fallen Monkeys as well, though. We let's don't count him out. He's been doing quite good in this race as well. He sits in 3rd.
Yeah, I tell you what, Scar Logan is on the verge of getting another 3-second penalty. He keeps pushing the limits of the track. Between Scar Logan and Catastrophic, they have multiple warnings across the board right now.
And Deck 91 back into the 2-second mark there, but he runs a little wide, not too much, didn't cost him time. In fact, it gained him time.
It's 1.3 seconds the gap, and it is decreasing. Oh, he runs up on the curb. That's not going to gain you any time. 1.2 seconds now, but he is going pretty fast. Scar Logan actually isn't going too fast, as he's now almost within a second. Can he do it before the detection zone? No. So he's not going to have DRS, but he'll be within about 1.1 seconds and going faster. It looks like he has a little bit of a lower downforce setup. Maybe. I'm not sure. He is actually catching him in corners, so I'm not particularly sure on that mark. As Catastrophic is now into the pits. That's a little questionable. So let's see what he's putting on. It's the medium tires again, so that should last him to the end of the race. Scar Logan will, however, take 4th position. Deck 91 will then take 5th position. And Scar Logan LPC and Deck 91 are into the top 5.
This is an interesting race. I have to tell you what, man. They flip-flop positions more times than I do at night when I'm sleeping on the couch.
Deck 91, 1.2 seconds behind, 1.1 seconds. He's chasing him, and then he drops back a little bit, but now he's really starting to put on the pressure. And Scar Logan LPC, who is on those, he's actually on the medium, so he's not on the hards anymore. But he is driving them like they're hards, because he's not really outpacing the Deck 91. But he has gained it a little bit. Oh, running up on the grass. That's going to cost Deck 91 a little bit of time. And it's only about a 10th of a time, actually. So Scar Logan is making mistakes of his own.
Watching the deck here, he's cutting his corner quite close to being either warned or just outright 2-3 second penalty. Oh,
That's
wow,
another cut. Fluffinado, what is going on with the Deck 91? He's cutting corners left and right. Is the game challenging him for it, though?
So far, the deck has gotten 2 warnings in a row. One more, and he's going to get a 3-second penalty.
1.7 seconds that gap now, so despite all the corner cutting, it hasn't helped him quite frankly in the race. So is he going to cut into turn 1? Let's see. And, oh, that was close, but I don't think that's
well done. Well done.
Yep, no cut. Keeps it together. 2.1 seconds, though, so he's going slower. Let's see what he does into the chicane. Oh, when he runs up on the curb, not too bad. Coming through here. Ooh, no. Keeping it together. Running through here. Let's see what he can do. And, he did catch a little bit of a spin out there. You could see the wheel acting up a little bit. And we're trying here, folks.
He's fully charging right now. And Scar Logan is using 2 ERS. So he's not charging much. And the deck should be going full force here in about a lap, maybe 2 laps. I would expect him to push it on lap 21 to 23. Regain more, regain more battery, lap 24, 5, and 6, and try again if you can't get him in this first push.
He's on the 80% of the ERS. Now it's up to 84%. Should go up to 90% about almost as he coming around the final turn. He brakes a little bit. Now, should give it the beans. I would give it the beans. It's still in for and out. There it goes. Goes in the hot lap. So I think that's the strategy. The beans are activated, but it's a 3-second gap. I don't know if Scar Logan is currently on 2 ERS, challenging it between 2 and 3. I don't know if the hot lap is enough to catch up that much time in just 1 lap, which is all that is. That hot lap will probably last about.
He's up to 4/10 already.
And should have an enrich mix as well, though we can't tell you any fuel as he goes 400s faster in the first sector. And but he does make a little mistake.
Kind of wish these guys were more informed on how to use the radio. And ask Jeff, just simply ask Jeff what the guy in front of you has. And if he told them he had enough penalties that he could keep it within a certain limit, then they won't have to push so hard, because the deck is running on the extreme edge of getting himself a 3-second penalty.
And he does get himself a 3-second penalty. And that might have killed his race there in his own right.
Hey, Fluff, does Scar have any penalties? Or is he clean?
Yeah, Scar Logan himself has a 3-second penalty and 1 warning after that as well.
So he's going to push. The deck's still going to push. I hope he knows it.
Honestly, I do not know if he does know it because he's been pushing so hard behind Scar Logan when he was within a second and a half, that it almost seemed like he was trying to push to pass him. Now, given that there's an 11-second gap between Fallen Monkeys and Scar Logan, it's not really worth pushing that hard this late into the race because you can risk killing your tires and end up hitting the wall.
As the Deck 91 now going through the chicane, let's see what he can do. And he's running a little wide.
7/10 in one sector.
He has, but he's back in 0 ERS, so that might explain some of it.
He gave it one push lap and said, okay.
And
ooh, traffic.
Traffic for Scar Logan, it's Chill Mo. Can he get around him? Yes, he can. Now it would be the Deck 91 who would be overtaking Chill Mo. Let's hope he catches him on a good part of the racetrack. And, oh, again, he pushes that corner. That must have been a warning for Deck 91. And we're getting a really terrible aerial shot here, which isn't really telling us much about anything. But, you know, whatever. F1 2019 there. And now
closing on him.
He's coming up to Chill Mo, thankfully coming up on the main straight.
Yeah, thankfully. He'll move now.
And he should move, and there he does. He does slow up, and he is done. I have to say, really unfortunate for Chill Mo, whose race is over. He's 1 minute 20 seconds behind the rest of the pack. That's really unfortunate for him.
Yeah, it really is. But what did I say? He needed to get out of the first 3 laps clean, and I don't think that he did. I think lap 3 was contact. So.
And look at Element 10. He's gained a 38-second gap on Damien Carroll. Unbelievable.
Amazing.
Almost a 39-second gap, actually. The Deck 91 is keeping it in hot lap, but he's not been able to get within enough time to really be making a challenge here. He just doesn't really have the pace, it looks like. And he runs up a little wide, but doesn't cause... Thankfully, he hasn't gone into the wall yet, despite running wide a few too many times. As Damien Carroll, though, does go fastest on track. That's a 123.7. So that's a second faster than Element 10.
I tell you what, if Element 10 really wanted to, he could actually pit with enough time, go on the sauce, and push for the fastest lap.
Damien Carroll just got hit with a
3-second penalty.
3-second time penalty. That must be 9 now, I believe. 9 seconds, might be more.
I'll tell you right now exactly how many I am due to look overboard. No, the deck only has 1 3-second penalty at the moment, and that was Damien Carroll who just got his first 3-second penalty.
Oh, good for him then. But Deck 91 is almost within a second, but he's only on 1 ERS, and he wasted it all trying to catch up. Can he get within a second, though? Maybe make a move on that DRS zone. He hasn't been able to catch the DRS in that third sector straight, but now he's within a second. So as long as he can get these braking zones together, he doesn't run too wide, he can keep it together. He's now within 0.8 of a second. Now it's 0.7 of a second. He's catching up to Scar Logan LPC. We're going to ride on board of him right now, going through the left and right. And yep, DRS is definitely going to get activated. He runs on the corner again, though, and he's really pushing it, though. DRS is activated, so now the fight is on. Scar Logan is in 4th. Deck 91 is in 5th position. And now they're going to go into the final few slow turns. Can the Scar Logan keep it together? Deck 91, seemingly in the third sector, has not had it in these slow turns, but now coming around the final turn, had to lose there again. And DRS is available, but he doesn't have it open. What's going on? And now he just sets it up, but it's halfway down the straight. And you could have gained so much time, but Scar Logan runs up on the grass. That will cost him some time. DRS activated for Deck 91 now, but that might have cost him a lot of time down the straight. As Scar Logan goes a little wide, doesn't really hit the apex, doesn't hit the apex there either. He goes wide on the thing again. and he's really going all over the track right now. Scar Logan is not having it well in these final few laps of this race. Deck 91 really chasing down for fourth position in this race. Now, quite frankly, he doesn't really have to battle for it. No, actually he does, because they're going to equal out 3-second time penalties, I believe. Scar Logan, how many penalties does he have? It's only 3 seconds? Fuffinata, can we get an update on those penalties? What's Scar Logan's penalties at the moment?
Scar Logan currently has 1 penalty and the deck as well. If the deck keeps pushing and keeps Scar Logan within less
and oh
than
no, he
2.5
was
seconds,
too
he can
wide in
pass
the
him.
turn, and he might have lost it there. It's lap 25 of 29, and he's got almost no ERS left. He's going to have to charge again. Now it's 1.9 seconds, that gap. Every time the Deck 91 has got within striking distance, it's another mistake from him, which has cost him in this battle.
It sure has. I'll tell you what, though, if the deck can keep him within 3 seconds, he will be able to take fourth place from Scar Logan, because Scar Logan has a 3-second penalty, so he's going to drop 3 seconds behind the deck.
No, but if the deck has a 3-second time penalty as well, it'll equal out.
Yeah, that's why he has to keep him within less than 2.5 seconds. That way it'll actually push him up 1, if I'm correct.
No, I believe if they both have 3, it would keep them in relatively the same spots, because it would just cancel both out.
Well, then they're going to have to battle it out to the end, and that's where tire degradation is starting to kick in.
Of course, we can't tell tire degradation because that's a stupid feature. Why would you not have that in spectator mode? But nevertheless,
So true.
we'll see what we can do. Deck 91 is 1.9 behind. And you see me flying. What's your take on this race right now?
Look at what Element 10's doing right now. 36, 37 something seconds. Come on now. And then you got Fallen Monkeys. What a race out of him. If he doesn't need to pit again, if he finishes this race, you know what? I might even have to give driver of the day to Fallen Monkeys, because he started dead last.
He's coming up on Chomo again. Hopefully Chomo... Ooh, Element 10 just whizzes by him. That was a little bit close for a call there, but nevertheless, he gets ahead of him cleanly. And that should be the last lap driver, as the Deck 91 now is probably going to have to charge up his ERS again. He's in 0. And he hasn't been able to do anything, as Scar Logan LPC is in 4th. It's 1.8 seconds. Again, running up on the grass. I just don't understand why drivers are pushing so hard. Just keep it together. Keep it consistent, and that's what's going to win you races. It's not pushing hard. It's not going into walls, which is what so many drivers have done today. Fuffinado, 1.6 seconds that gap. I do believe Scar Logan stopped before Deck 91 did, so he should be on older tires.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I mean, honestly, I don't have a lot of faith in the deck actually overtaking Scar Logan, for the simple fact that once he gets too close, he does tend to make quite the time-losing mistakes at the end.
And he did cut the corner again at that chicane. Deck 91 is really pushing it on that left-right-hander, usually cutting the corner on the right turn. But now, oh no, Scar Logan had an incident. He's going really slow, and it's over that. And now he's going into the pits. Scar Logan, what did he do? I don't think there's front wing damage. Is there front wing damage? Let's see if there's a front wing change here. No front wing change. That makes not a lot of sense to me. Unless he's going for fastest lap, and maybe he just didn't care, as Catastrophic actually gets ahead of Scar Logan as well. And that's Scar Logan's race might have just gone from bad to worse. You have to hope that he gets fastest lap, or else this would just be a blunder. And I have no idea why he went so slow. There was no front wing damage. I would have just continued. Stay ahead of Catastrophic. But we'll see. We'll see if Scar Logan can set fastest lap. But if not, then this really might be a blunder of strategy right now. I didn't see what happened to Scar Logan. They might have just gone off track. But nevertheless, the Deck 91 is now in 4th position.
There had to have been something that caused him to go to the pits. He's a pretty conscientious driver. He understands the strategy, and we raced with him all week long. He had to have had some damage or another reason to go in.
But nevertheless, he is on that soft compound tire. He's saving up his ERS, so he'll have it in hot lap and on the softs with minimal fuel left in the car. Hopefully he has enough for rich mix. And he should be able to set a fastest lap of the race, pending he doesn't make any dumb mistakes.
Yeah, if Scar Logan does manage to push hard enough, he can actually catch Catastrophic, because Catastrophic has 9 seconds worth of penalties at the moment.
Oh, boy.
Or 6 seconds, sorry, I apologize. 6 seconds of penalties worth at the moment.
But Scar Logan does have that 3-second penalty that he will have to get closer if he wants to make that position. Anyway, we're going to ride on board with Scar Logan, who should be the fastest man on track with that soft compound tire. All that ERS being used, he puts it in overtake mode, which actually is the faster mode in terms of acceleration. And let's see what he can do. He's coming up to, who is that? That looks to be Element 10, actually. And Element 10 did overtake him, but I hope Element 10 isn't going too slow, because I don't think Scar Logan's going to like if he catches up to him. And actually, he is catching up to Element 10. A little bit. But obviously, you can't overtake him. You can't unlap yourself. There's not even reason to unlap yourself. Element 10, but he is actually catching up to him, though.
Yeah, it seems like Element 10 is taking kind of a relaxing
final lap in this race.
So he doesn't cost himself the race,
And but he's coming up really close up to Element 10, and this might not be good for him, but he can catch in the slipstream. And oh dear, this isn't looking good. We're going to ride on board of Element 10 in these final few moments, and oh my goodness! Oh dear! Hits the back of Element 10. Element 10 must be lucky with 37 seconds of a gap. And Scar Logan doesn't go faster, but Element 10's going to win the race. He does go fastest, actually a 1:23.1. So it is fastest, but hitting the race leader at the end of the race.
That is not good.
That was odd. Element 10 wins the race regardless.
Shades of Verstappen and Ocon.
In the last part of the... Thankfully, though, Element 10 keeps the lead of the race anyway.
Honestly, let's be honest, though. If Element 10 was to spin out, I mean, he would still win the race. There's a 39 second gap from him in second place.
37 seconds as Damien Carroll finally finishes in second position, and Fallen Monkeys will round off the grid. But I have to tell you, that's going to get a look from the stewards, I have to imagine, because that's unacceptable nevertheless.
If you'd like, you can actually closely watch Scar Logan and Catastrophic. Scar Logan is breaking ground, and he's catching up to him. And since Catastrophic has 6 seconds of penalties, Scar Logan having 3 himself, let's see how the penalty game will play against these two drivers.
Let's see what Catastrophic does in the final few turns. And keeps it together, and he's coming around the final turn. Let's see if he finishes, how that's going to end him up. And at the moment, he is going to be in 5th. But now Scar Logan will finish, and let's see what happens. And no, does not jump Catastrophic. He's going to be in 6th position. Scar Logan with an abysmal race. Absolutely awful for him. But Element 10 wins the Grand Prix. I'm going to stay a little bit longer, ladies and gentlemen, and it is the podium. And there is Element 10 winning the Grand Prix. And he raises his trophy high. It's the Australian Grand Prix win for Element 10 as he extends his championship lead. Damien Carroll, though, is in 2nd position, so it's not a huge extension. As we will wait, I'm just going to look over the points in the unranked lobby. Thankfully, we can't do that, just so we can add up all the points to the drivers and keep it going. I'm just waiting for this to pop up. And there is all of the drivers. I'm just going to take a screenshot for future reference. But, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the Australian Grand Prix for the WSR Feeder Series. Element 10 once again victorious in this race. My name is WSRX.
My name is You See Me Flying.
And I am WSR, Fluff Another.
And you've been watching Worldwide Sim Racing. Thank you very much, and Have yourself a great night.